Hello, everybody. Welcome to Snyder's Inc. And today we got a video from a channel called Unpopular Notes, and this is 5 times when internet fame ended in murder. We'll get right into this, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment what you think down below. Let's go.
I just realized I'm literally going to be drinking and driving.
Get off of our property.
The warning signs were always there. They were there from the beginning.
Murder for TikTok, New Jersey, US. Zachary Latham, like every other.
Oh, we know this guy. We're gonna know all of these, I think. Every one of these I'm gonna know because of how much I watched about internet thing leading to murder. This guy was one who just harassed this family. All just to get a reactions for TikTok. At one point, I think if I step right, he attacks the mother, hits her once, I think, and then drives off. Family come looking for revenge, looking to get back in him for all the bullshit. And he ends up coming out with knives and stabbing one of them. I think if I remember correctly, police could have got involved, but they said that nothing crime was. They pretty much did the no crimes being committed, so can't do nothing, which led to the crime being committed because they felt they had to do it in their own hands.
Other teenager believed that one video is all that he needed to become famous. He got his big break in April of 2020 when he filmed his neighbor Catherine Durham near their home in Vinland, New Jersey. Miss Durham didn't like Zachary's driving and had tried to caution him, but Zachary recorded the exchange and referred to Mrs. Durham as a Karen.
What are you gonna do, Karen?
That's not my name, so get my name straight.
You okay, Karen?
That video garnered about 3 million views and earned Zachary over 40,000 new followers. Things might have died away quietly if this was the only video of the Durhams shared on Zach.
Man, is what happens. This is what happens when need for clout destroys the mind. The need for attention destroys the mind. Because he did not at all need to take this as far as he did, but his need for attention and validation and just need to be an internet success just caused him to do the most stupid ass shit.
Zachary's TikTok page, but it isn't. It became a series for the teenager who recorded and shared the videos of every confrontation with his neighbors. Zachary brandished a gun in one of the videos and can be heard saying, "This is how you handle neighbors." This series of videos sowed deep discord and led to the deeply disturbing events of May 4th, 2020. 17-year-old Gage Durham was riding out of his driveway on his bike when Zachary drives up behind him. According to the Durhams, Zachary swerved his vehicle towards Gage, who jumped off his bike and into the curb for safety. The Durham men couldn't take this one lying down. They marched over to Zachary's to confront him. Their father, William Durham Sr., arrived in his pickup truck and together they marched up to Zachary's driveway to confront him. Zachary, who was with a few friends, stood with a stun gun and a knife, and as the fight progressed, William Durham Sr. was stabbed twice, once in the back and once under his arm. He died later at the hospital. Zachary Latham was charged with murder, but he pleaded not guilty, citing self-defense as he feared for his safety.
And what's worse is he got away with it. He wasn't charged at all. Got away with it, got set free, found not guilty. All because of the fact of the situation itself. Because in theory, he's technically in the right. Even though he led this result. He led this thing. It was his cause. He caused it. He should have been charged with the harassment he did to this family. He charged up. He kept causing this problem, causing problems. But in the end of the day, 3 people walked up to his property with the goal to hurt him. He defended himself in the fight with a knife. Unfortunately, in his defense, he can say he was feared for his life. He can say it because he's technically in the right here, even though he should still be arrested.
Safety and that of his friends.
Not guilty.
He was found not guilty by the jury and acquitted, while the Durhams were found guilty of trespassing and assault.
I promise you, you better back up because you're not gonna like what's coming out. I promise you. No.
Latham's wife Sarah had the presence of mind to record that final altercation, and it makes you wonder, Was she recording as evidence or for Zachary's TikTok fame?
Both. It's both. She probably hoped nothing happened, and she hoped that it would end up being not big, like no one end up superly hurt, especially her husband. But she was mainly also, she was like, great, if I record this and they do something, they don't do anything or they do something and that makes them look bad, we can get the attention for it.
Get off of our property.
Oh, you got a job on my property? You got me?
Get
The Curious Case of Claire Miller, Pennsylvania, USA.
This is the one, right? If I'm correct, I might be wrong here. I'll find out. This is the one where the person. Hold on, I want to see if I'm thinking right.
Claire Miller was 14.
Yeah, so this is it. This is the girl who I'm pretty sure took the life of like her disabled sister. Because she didn't want to deal with her, didn't want to take care of her anymore. Am I right with this?
When she committed a heinous crime. The question on everyone's lips is why? What could lead a young girl to take the life of her own sibling?
Yep.
Claire was born in 2007 in Pennsylvania. She had the love of both parents, Mark and Mary Miller, but someone needed the attention more than Clara did, and it was her older sister, Helen Miller. Helen had cerebral palsy and was confined to a wheelchair all her life. Due to her condition, she received a great deal of attention from her parents, and her sister Claire contributed to caring for her older sister. When Claire wasn't helping with her sister's care, she was posting seemingly harmless videos on her TikTok page. Most of it was just her favorite anime characters, but there might just be something deeper to these seemingly harmless anime videos, as they're all references to violent anime characters or violent video games. One video stands out. This video shows a blood latex glove and a stuffed giraffe with what appears to be traces of blood on it. This is Claire's most disturbing video, which many believe was posted after she murdered her sister, but it appears this might have been posted before that bloody night. The murder occurred on a Sunday evening. It's unclear if it was planned or how long Claire planned it. Most of the Miller family were in bed, including their parents, Mark and Mary. Around 1 a.m., Claire crept into her sister's room with a kitchen knife and stabbed her repeatedly in the neck. Then she laid a pillow over her head and walked off to call the cops. None of their parents knew what had happened until the cops rushed into the house. Claire was waiting outside when the cops arrived. Her hands and clothes had Helen's blood, and a few meters from where she was standing, the snow had some blood on it, and the cops suspect that she had tried to wipe her hands on the ground. Despite efforts to resuscitate her, Helen was pronounced dead around 4 a.m. Claire was arrested and charged at court for...
I can't imagine what you gotta be thinking in your stupid, ignorantly young head to go that's the result you need. You either are that desperate for attention from your parents, which is fucked up in itself, or some fucking reason you plan to take a life and she was just an easiest target. Which could be possible. Whatever reason is, her sister did not need to... Her sister's life did not need to end. It had no reason to end. It was this girl's selfish, ignorant, pathetic mindset that caused a life to be taken that didn't need to be. And for her life to be ruined, that didn't need to be ruined.
For murder. Claire is unrepentant and is quoted to have said to the cops, "I'm Michael Myers to my sister." The fake alibi.
I'm Michael Myers, my sister. She's a heartless person. She's gonna help. This story we've heard a dozen times. I'm just gonna let it go.
Alibi of Stephen McCullough, Lurgan, Ireland. When Natalie McNally was found dead in her apartment at Silverwood Green, Lurgan, on the 19th of December of 22, the first name on the suspect list was Stephen McCullough, a YouTuber who lived in Lisburn. Stephen was also Natalie's boyfriend. The pair had started dating in August of 22, and Natalie was 5 months pregnant with Stephen's child at the time of her murder. Stephen offered the police an airtight alibi for the night of Natalie's murder. Natalie had been murdered on the 18th, and according to Stephen, he'd been live streaming an online game to his 35,000 followers on his YouTube page.
I just realized I'm literally going to be drinking and driving. In the game, by the way, I'm not leaving the house tonight.
His alibi was perfect. The video stream, which is easily verified, ran between the hours of 6 p.m. and 9:30 p.m., the definitive time frame when the murder took place. Stephen was released on the strength of his alibi, and he headed home, seemingly free of this accusation. Over a month after this arrest, Stephen McCullough was rearrested by the police and charged with murder. Something huge had poked a hole in his alibi and everything had come crashing down. CCTV footage from a TransLink bus on the night of the murder showed a man matching Stephen's build board a bus in Lisburn. This fellow had his hood pulled down and a scarf worn perfectly to conceal his face. 10 minutes after leaving the bus, CCTV captures the same man entering Silverwood Green. You can see him in the footage above. He appears in different clothes 40 minutes later, making his way out of Silverwood Green. A short time afterward, this man gets on a taxi to Lisburn, and GPS information showed the taxi stopped the man close to Stephen's home, but this is not enough to charge Stephen McCullough with murder. The police knew they'd caught their man when they discovered that the video of Stephen live streaming on the night of the murder was all fake.
I think I'll wrap up this stream with none of you watching at all. Just by saying, Merry Christmas, everyone. It's a time that we look forward to and we get excited about whenever we're young. And then as we get older, we get much more cynical and stuff like that. And then we reach a stage where we realize it's not about us anymore. It's about the younger generation, and it's about keeping that love alive and passing it on. And I think that's something I'm looking forward to doing more than anything else, really.
The video being uploaded that night was pre-recorded between the 13th and 14th of December. In the opening parts of the now deleted video, Stephen could be heard saying he was having trouble with his setup and wouldn't be able to interact with viewers.
What are we doing tonight? Well, because this streaming software is kind of up the left, it means I can't check the live chat, which is a real shame. So, by all means, talk amongst yourselves. I could use my phone to dip in every now and again and check it, but I've decided that I kind of hate live streams where people just sit and read comments and go, "Oh my god, yes, ask me questions." Phone's away. Can't look at the live chat for some bloody reason, because if I do, it makes the whole thing freeze and OBS just screws up.
He repeatedly mentions the time as the streaming progresses, and police believe this to be a gimmick designed deliberately to strengthen his alibi. His phone had also been offline between the hours of the murder took place, and came back online moments after the time the taxi is estimated to have dropped off the mystery passenger from Silverwood Green. Stephen maintains his innocence, denying the wave of evidence against him. He said he'd been at home drinking and had fallen asleep while the video was being uploaded on YouTube. He claims he'd only activated his phone when he woke up from that sleep. Sounds too convenient, doesn't it? He's currently in police custody awaiting trial for murder.
Most guiltiest man. Somehow while trying to make a solid alibi, he made himself more and more guilty.
Nikki Priest's Filicide, Birmingham, England. The TikTok video with the happy child shows the best moment of Kylie Jade Priest, the 3-year-old whose only sin is being born to the worst parents possible. Nikki Priest and her ex-boyfriend, Callum Redfern, had gotten together.
Oh, I know this one. We've just talked about this one. I've heard this one multiple times too. This one makes me sick.
At Nikki's apartment on the 9th of August 2020. They were eager to have sex, but Kylie Jade, their 3-year-old daughter, wouldn't quiet down. She kept crying, eager to be part of her parents' life, but the two pounced on her and inflicted serious injuries on the little child, leading to her death. But this wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment reaction. On July 24th, she texted Redfern, "I'm gonna kill her because she keeps leaving the room or going to the kitchen, so I've paled her one and smacked her for her nappy." Experts found broken ribs, a broken sternum, and lower leg fractures that indicated Kylie Jade had suffered.
This little girl did not deserve to have a life taken away because these pathetic human beings, heartless human beings, poor excuses to be called human, insults to any person who calls them human. They just wanted they just wanted to fuck. That was their concern in life. That's how pathetic these two desperately are. They just want to have sex. That's it. And because they don't get to have sex, apparently in their fucked up minds, this girl deserves to die. I hope both these parents burn in hell. And if I end up ever going there, I'm gonna torture them myself.
Serious abuse from her mother. This last incident had been described as a child being hit by a car going 40 miles an hour or a child falling 3 stories onto the concrete floor. The Randy Stair shooting, Pennsylvania, USA. Before he became infamous for the Weiss Market shooting, Randy Stair was a YouTube star and knew his way around the video, which is why he sent out a whole lot of videos detailing his intent just before everything went down to the sound of 59 shots. In the note accompanying the videos he said, "These are all of the audio and videos pertaining to my death." He posted all his videos under the alias Andrew Blaze. For 7 years, Randy had worked as a grocery store clerk at the Weiss Market. On the 7th of June, 2017, he came for his night shift with a duffel bag ready to end it all. First thing he did when he arrived was block the emergency exit in the back of the store. He went on with his duties for an hour, then he shared a few files on his Twitter page. The 3 files were labeled Suicide Tapes, Digital Set, and Suicide Tapes. Watching some of these tapes now just brings you the chills. He'd planned it all out, he was ready not just to kill, but to die in the end.
14, 13, 12 days away from doing this, you know? This is it. There's a lot on my mind. If you're in my position, you'd have a lot on your mind too. Every day, I have to make count, you know? This is it. Just under 2 weeks to live. You got 2 weeks to live. What do? Goddess forbid if somebody does see me blocking the exits, I don't know what they'd say. I don't know what I'd say. Tired of the same old routine. Tired of everything but my girls. The warning signs were always there. They were there from the beginning. You could always say, what if, what if, what if? What could we have done? You know, how didn't we know? It was all there in front of your face. You know, welcome to reality.
After making these posts, he went ahead to lock the only exits left. He pulled 2 pistol grip pump action shotguns from his duffel bag and just went around the store shooting his coworkers. He shot 3 of them and stood behind a 4th who had her headphones on while she worked. It's scary how he stood behind her for a while, then walked away and began to shoot up the merchandise. When he was satisfied with wreaking havoc on the goods, he put his shotgun to his mouth and shot himself.
That is insane. The fact he stood behind a girl who had headphones in and then just decided not to take her life, but just go around shooting the freaking stuff in the store before taking his own life is just fucking insane. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think of this reaction video in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all for the next one.